We all know the saying, eat your fruits and vegetables. They're good for you. Fresh produce is marketed as a cornerstone of a healthy diet, and when fresh isn't available, we turn to canned or frozen options. After all, fruits and veggies are supposed to be packed with vitamins and nutrients essential for our well-being, right? But the fruits and vegetables we buy in the grocery store are packed with a whole lot more than that, and it's just one more thing making us sick. The hidden danger lurking in produce. Reports have surfaced just recently showing that washing fruits and vegetables, even thoroughly, does not eliminate the pesticides clinging to them. Worse yet, studies now reveal that pesticides don't just stay on the surface, they penetrate beyond the peel, embedding themselves in the flesh of our produce. Whether it's fresh, canned, or frozen, these chemical residues remain in the foods we eat every day. Take the Dirty Dozen, which is a list compiled annually of fruits and vegetables with the highest pesticide residues. Things like strawberry, spinach, and celery top this list at year after year, despite being washed and rinsed. Even popular cleaning methods like soaking produce in baking soda or vinegar baths cannot remove pesticides that have seeped inside. Advanced imaging techniques like those used in a recent nano-letter study have even found pesticide residues in the pulp of apples, proving that these chemicals are far more insidious than we thought. Vegetables, they're no safer than fruits. And if you're thinking vegetables are safer, think again. Crops like lettuce, celery, and kale, which naturally absorb large amounts of water, also soak up pesticides like a sponge. The high moisture content in these vegetables makes them especially vulnerable to chemical absorption, leaving even peeled or trimmed portions tainted. So what's up? Why are these pesticides so harmful? Long-term exposure to pesticides, even at the levels found in produce, causes serious health risk. According to health experts and researchers, exposure can irritate the skin and the eyes, disrupt the hormone systems, and even impact nervous system function. Over time, the accumulation of these chemicals in our bodies can lead to chronic illnesses, cancer, reproductive issues, and developmental problems in kids. Do these illnesses sound familiar? Cancer, reproductive issues, and developmental problems in children. More patients for Big Pharma to treat. Studies estimate that eating a healthy diet rich in conventionally grown fruits and vegetables can expose us to dozens of different pesticides every single day. And the irony, the very foods meant to be healthiest for us are slowly poisoning us instead. Well, you can always go out to eat, right? Well, chains like fast food outlets or large sit-down franchises often work with large-scale suppliers to ensure uniformity and availability across all their locations. And these suppliers tend to use conventional farming practices that may involve high pesticide use. While large agricultural suppliers in the U.S. adhere to regulatory standards for their pesticide levels, these limits don't mean the produce is pesticide-free. Residue at acceptable levels, whatever that means, can still accumulate in consumers. Imported produce, an added concern. While U.S.-grown produce is subject to EPA regulations on pesticide use and limits, imported produce from countries like Mexico, Argentina, and others may not adhere to the same standards. These countries often use pesticides that are banned or restricted in the U.S., increasing the risk of exposure to harmful chemicals. Additionally, differences in oversight and enforcement can lead to higher levels of pesticide residues on imported fruits and vegetables. As an example, a report from the USDA found that imported produce, especially items like peppers and tomatoes, often has higher pesticide residue levels compared to domestically grown vegetables. So this adds another layer of concern when you go buy produce out of season, and it's more likely to be sourced from abroad. Okay, well, is organic produce the solution? Many turn to organic produce as a healthier option, but is it really safer? Organic farming avoids synthetic pesticides, that's true, but it still uses natural alternatives like neem oil and copper sulfate, which can carry their own risks. Additionally, organic produce often relies on manure-based fertilizers, which, if improperly treated, can harbor pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella. Consider the multiple E. coli outbreaks tied to leafy greens this year alone. These incidents highlight the risks of manure contamination, even in organic farming. Without strict oversight, there's no guarantee that organic means safe. So what can you do? How do you protect yourself and your family from these hidden dangers? Buy local. Farmers markets offer produce with fewer pesticides, especially if you can speak directly with growers about what their practices are. And I know, some are going to say, but the costs are higher at a farmer's market. Well, would you rather have fruits and vegetables that are full of pesticides and save a few bucks? Buy in season. Seasonal produce is less likely to be chemically treated to grow out of its natural cycle. Grow your own. The best way to control what's on your plate is by growing it yourself. Even a small garden can provide you with a lot of pesticide-free options. Even if all you can do is grow your family's favorite vegetables, the ones you eat the most, well, that's that much less pesticide you're eating. Try hydroponics. Hydroponics allows you to grow food year-round, indoors, without the need for soil. It is a very effective method for high-risk crops like lettuce and celery. And it's also the cleanest method of growing foods, and it's super easy to do. At the end of the day, we can't always avoid every pesticide or contaminant in our food, but we can take steps to reduce our exposure to them. By being informed and proactive, whether it's buying local, growing your own, or trying out hydroponics, you can take control of your health and what goes on your table. The message is clear: the healthiest food is the food you grow yourself. Start small, make changes where you can, and reclaim your plate from the hidden dangers of modern agriculture and big pharma.